Hey everyone, it's Ashley from Team Toronto. We've put together a demonstration of Bitpaper, the online platform that we've been using for our online tutoring. If anyone's on the fence about online tutoring, hopefully this will help alleviate their concerns, answer their questions, and show them how easy it really is to use. All we need to use Bitpaper is a good connection, a laptop or a tablet, and a link to the Bitpaper room. So first you would have received an email from us, and all we're going to do is click on this link where it'll open right up into your browser. It's as easy as that. It is recommended that we do use Google Chrome here. So I'm going to open up the page. All right, great. So this is our interface. This is what Bitpaper will look like when you first open it, just a blank white page, unless someone on the other side has already written something on there. Everything you do on this link will save, so when you return to it later, everything you did in the last session will still be on there, unless we've created a new link. All right, so down here in the bottom left-hand corner, these are going to be your kind of go-to main tools. So first things first, we want to get connected to with the other person on the other side. So we're going to click on this phone icon here. Let's call this our communications panel. So here we're going to press start call when we want to start the call. Now, if someone is already here before you and they've already started the call, it will simply say someone's already in a call, click here to join them. So either way, you can get there first or the other person can get there first. There is a way to connect. So let's just press start call. And we will need access to your webcam and your microphone. And if you haven't already done so, it will prompt you here to sign in or sign up. Simply all you need is an email, like I said, and you're good to go. So once we get this on, the webcam doesn't automatically turn on. So this is good if you don't necessarily want your webcam to be on. You can either choose to have it on or have it off. So I want to turn it on. So in this black square where my face would be, the three icons here along the bottom, we're going to press the middle one that looks like a video camera. So we're just going to turn it on. All right, so there I am. So this is what the video looks like. Now we're going to stay here in our communication panel for a sec. So down at the bottom below, you'll see where it says chat. So down here for chat, this is a really great tool. Here we can talk to one another. This is a great place to leave a message for the person on the other side. Or in the worst case scenario, if you're not quite connecting or you're having some trouble and you can't hear or see one another, the chat will always work. So this is always a good backup. Now, if you are on there before the other person, this message will come up. You can either choose to hang up or wait or say you're waiting for someone to join. It will automatically disconnect you after some time. And I apologize throughout this video because I'm not talking to someone else, this will come up. But simply all I have to do is click on, I'm waiting for someone to join. But I talked too long, so you see it disconnected me. But all we need to do is press start call again. So once we get connected, we'll turn our video back on. Okay, so we've talked about the chat here below. Which, like I said, is a great tool to be communicating to one another if, for whatever reason, you can't in the moment. Some other things about this communication panel, this video window, we'll call it, they don't need to stay here. You can reposition them to anywhere on the screen. All you have to do is simply click, drag, and drop it wherever you'd like. So now I have it in the middle of the screen, which is a bit easier if I want to be looking right at the person, or if I have something else going on the left-hand side, at least I can still see the other person and talk with them. I can make this video window bigger, which is handy if you are trying to show something, or sometimes I know these little squares can be kind of small, so we can just drag from the bottom right-hand corner and we can make it bigger. Now, another option that we have here for the video chat is we can actually share our screen as well. So this would be really useful if you are an educator and you have an application that you might want to use on your computer. Maybe it's an application or a website, or you have access to an online learning platform. Perhaps the students will have an interactive classroom that they might want to use and work on with their tutor. So we can simply just share screen by clicking on this third icon here down on the video window. So if we click on it, you're actually going to have a number of options. So we can either share our entire screen, we can share an application, or we can just share one tab in our Google Chrome browser. I typically would like to just share a tab or an application because I don't want to show everything that's on my computer that's open. But for the purpose of this, I will share my entire screen. Now I have two separate screens that are attached to my computer set up right now, so I can select which screen that I want to share. So I'm going to select my main screen here, and if I press share, it's just going to show up in your video now as if that's your video. So if someone on the other side is sharing the screen with you, this is where making this video window bigger will be handy because now you can see everything. Okay, so I'm going to make the screen back smaller again. I don't need it that big right now, and I am going to switch it back to the video. Okay, great. So just for the purpose of this, I am going to move this video window back and toggle it back to its communication panel. Now, to make these sessions really efficient, it's going to be really important to upload documents, and we advise to do this ahead of time. So if you are a student and that you have something, maybe a textbook or something from school that you want to work on, the easiest way is to simply just take a picture with a smartphone. You can email it to yourself and upload the document here. You can also copy and paste to the interactive whiteboard. Vice versa, if you are a tutor, you can upload the TutorBright materials or any other materials that you have. PDFs, JPEGs, image files, most file formats work. So in order to upload a file, down here, again at the bottom left-hand corner, the top icon here that looks like a clipboard, let's click on that. So now a new window will pop out from the left again. I've already uploaded a document here. When you do upload a document though, it will prompt you and say, do you want to just upload or do you want to upload and expand? We just want to upload because chances are if your document has 15 plus pages, like a lot of our TutorBright materials do, you don't need every single page all at once. If you upload and expand, it will create a new whiteboard for every single page in that document and it just gets messy. So to keep things organized, let's just upload it. So here, I know I want something out of this document. I don't want all the pages, but I'm going to show all 12 pages. This is for me to see. So now I'm going to select a particular page that I want, and I can drag and drop it onto the screen, or we can double click on the document and it will appear on the whiteboard screen as well. And so when we have the documents up here, I know I get a lot of questions like, how can we write things on paper? How can I see what my student is doing? So simply, we can mark up these pages. So this document might be a little bit different than the ones that you'll see in tutoring sessions, as it is multiple choice. But like you can see, we can mark up things here. Same thing, if you had a question, a math question, for example, you can fill in the blanks and answer the questions right on the page. So then that way, both people can see what you're working on. All right, great. So let's go back to the video. And another tip, like I said, about the uploading the documents to make things as efficient as they can be so we're not wasting time on logistics during these online sessions. Try and get on there ahead of time, upload your documents ahead of time. Perhaps the student and the tutor can be communicating through email ahead of time so that they know what they're going to work on. This will make things the most efficient. All right, so another thing that we'll need to know how to do is to create new pages. So up here in the top right-hand corner, you'll see where it says number 1, and there is an arrow below it. So let's click on that arrow and we can create a brand new page. Now you can create as many pages as you want. So this is a good way to keep things organized so you're not putting things on top of things, creating a new page whenever you have a new task. So now I'd like to go over the writing tools that will be important. So they are located down here along the bottom of the screen. So right here. So starting on the far right, this is your text tool. So this is simply a text box. You can type things out. Also, if you're trying to write mathematical equations, there's options here for symbols as well. They are limited, but there are definitely some useful, commonly used mathematical and scientific symbols here. So that will make it a bit easier to be writing out your equations. The next tool that we have beside the text is our shapes tool. So the default that's here is this arrow. But there are tons of other options that Bitpaper has for us. So if we click on the little subcircle that is attached to our shapes icon, another window here pops out from the left again. Everything that we're editing or customizing will always be a window that pops out from the left of our screen. So that's a good place to look if you want to know if it's something you can customize. So here we have tons of shapes and things that we can use, lots of 2D geometrical shapes as well as some 3D ones. So that's nice for doing math tutoring, or even if you just want to spice up your pages for your students. It's fun to play around with. All right. So the next tool here is our pan tool. And the pan is simply if you just want to move everything at once and not have to individually click on each thing. So we can move everything at once. See? Okay, good. So our next tool here is our select tool. So if you have a document up there, you want to delete it, move it out of the way, make it bigger or smaller. Same thing for our text boxes or our shapes. I want to delete this square. I did it by accident, so I'm going to delete this cube here. It's as simple as that. The next thing is our eraser. Pretty straightforward. If you want to erase things, clean up your page a little bit, the eraser is handy for that. Next is our pen. So this is our freestyle pen. Some people are really good at writing. So play around with it and you know, practice makes perfect. If you're thinking, oh, this is kind of difficult, just try practicing a little bit and getting used to it. And this tool is also handy for when we have those documents up there. This is a way we can mark up the documents. As an educator, if you want to underline something or identify something for your student, it's really nice to do that as well. There is also a second tool that is attached to our pen. So the little subcircle that is attached to our pen here, if we click on that while the pen is selected, this will allow us to create perfectly straight lines. I know myself, I cannot draw a straight line if my life depended on it. So this is very, very helpful. And as an educator, when you do draw these straight lines, you can see that it actually shows you the angle at which you're drawing these. So if you need to get some accuracy, you're working on geometry with your students, this is a really great way to do that. Finally, the last tool at the bottom is our color settings. So again, another window is going to pop out from the left. And here you can change the color of your pen, which is really handy if you have multiple people in the room. If you each have a designated color, you can differentiate between who's doing what and writing what. You can also increase the size of your pen here and decrease it. Same with your eraser. All right, so that's everything. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We are here and we're happy to help. Thank you so much and stay safe and healthy.